Hi guys! Welcome to our channel! Valentine's! Valentine's!
So hi guys, I'll say hi again. So welcome back. Today I have some young men and women. I want to talk about relationship. It's the month of love, as we all know. So from a parents' perspective, I want to understand, why do we have so many single men and women? They're young, they're between the ages of, if I'm not wrong, 18 and 25. I want to understand what is the dynamics of relationships now, or in 2019, or in this era compared to my time. And I just want to understand a bit of their world in terms of dating. So I'll let them introduce themselves. They are free to say if they are single, if they are dating, if it's complicated, if it's booky or whatever. I don't know which was it. But I know book is a good one. So yeah, so
okay, my name is Edna and I'm in a relationship. I actually recently entered a relationship 2 months ago. Yeah. So,
2 months is recent.
Yeah, 2 months is recent. Yeah. And nothing else. Yeah.
Okay. I'm Jade. I am single. I'm single and enjoying it and loving it and taking my time. And yeah, just doing my thing. Yeah.
that's also allowed.
I'm John
Into the
Kamau. Kamau! For me it's Boogie. So I'm seeing this girl, but it's like not official or official. And
Yeah.
Situationship?
Basically.
yeah, and I think it's been like 3 months, I think right now, and let's just see what happens.
Baby.
I
You're not
guess.
scared of Wagner.
Yeah, I'm Wagner Rizik from SSD. Yeah, but yeah, I just have that song special in my life. Yeah.
It's because I know there's someone special. Yeah.
What's up, guys? First of all, Ngumo ni moja. My name is Arnold, born and raised in Ngumo. I'm proud to be from Ngumo. I'm in a very dedicated, committed, all of those good words. I'm in a very serious relationship, but with myself. Yeah. So,
Yeah.
we are enjoying it, just as Jed said, and yeah, we're here to share and learn, I guess, from the pros.
So guys, that's the team today. Apologies, Joshua is having a different appointment. He's on the way, but we'll start without him because these are all his classmates and schoolmates. So I just want to understand from them, and each of them will give experience on what dating and relationship is like now in their time. I don't know if they say time or era, because our time was very traditional. You know, our time were those, I don't know how to say those days. You know, parents will quote me. During my time is the days we used to, how do I say it? We took everything so seriously, you know. We'd only date when we finish campus, you know. And girls are only supposed to date 1 or 2, and then you marry the second person, you know. Wait until you're married. Wait until you're married to have sex and get a baby. So let's be honest, guys. I don't think that's a real situation. Real situation on the ground nowadays. So today is not me talking, it's them talking. So feel free ever to start. Gentlemen, ladies first. Tell us about what is your experience in relationship. Not necessarily you, even your friends. Just open up and talk. Feel free. Start with you.
Okay. So, well, that's a big question. So for me, I personally haven't been in a relationship for a really long time. I'm not going to disclose how long. Doesn't really matter. But I think from seeing the relationships my friends have, it's very interesting because you have friends who are in back-to-back situationships, and then you have other friends situationships.
Okay.
Like it's like one situationship.
Parents, are you watching?
And I'm not speaking to any of my specific. People in It's a spectrum, so you have people who are constantly in those type of relationships, and then you have your friends who are in like fully committed, exclusive, monogamous relationships.
So what's a situationship, if I might share?
My situation.
It's for
Situationship. It is what is a situationship 2 marks. So before you answer.
I think a situationship is where like you and some other significant other like have something in common, like you like each other and maybe you're having sex or not, but you haven't claimed each other yet. So she's not your boyfriend, I mean your girlfriend or boyfriend.
And you're not
So
allowed
if she
to
meet- if she
be with
meets
other
you-
people. Okay,
Yeah.
it depends how it is.
Are you allowed to be with other people?
It's a
I'm
gray
not-
area.
It's a
I-
gray
I'm
area.
allowed,
It's
but
great.
as long as
They
he or
don't,
she
you don't
doesn't
catch
see-
each other.
Because listen, let me explain further. Because you see, if for example you're in a situationship with someone
Yeah.
and you go out and you do something with someone else, you see, as he said, there are feelings involved, but I haven't claimed you. Or you
Okay.
haven't claimed me. So it's like one of those things that
sorry not sorry.
go without saying, and you shouldn't really.
Okay, but I feel like some it depends with you. You guys can have your own rules. Like I hope, like I don't see you with other people. I don't want you to have sex with other people, but you can kiss other people.
Have you seen how the men said
Sex is it's too far. You can make out other people
I
in
think,
clubs.
I think what you're trying to
So-
say is there's a difference between a situationship and there's a difference between friends with benefits.
Yeah.
Okay, let me-
Friends with
Are you
benefits, yes.
No, but you know,
But let me
It's
tell
the
you,
same
a
thing.
situationship
is
Yeah.
a friend with benefits, but emotional.
Exactly.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's emotional in a relationship.
Okay. Yeah. That makes
You
sense.
agree?
Yeah, I agree with that.
Okay, guys, a situationship is a friends with benefit with emotions.
If you use that in a paper, in quotas.
Quotes.
Citation.
Wagner et al. Arnold.
Bas. So yeah. Jade, you can-
Oh yeah, I was saying. So yeah, there's a spectrum. We're young, we want to have fun. There's that pressure of marriage isn't really there per se for most of us. I'm sure for some people they still deal with that, but for the most part, it's just not there. I think it's dope that people are owning their sexuality, especially for women, and like doing what they want to. But my hope is always that they're doing it responsibly and they're taking care of themselves. Because a lot of the time people realize, yes, it's fun to own yourself and to do whatever you want, but you also have to protect yourself. And so I think even for me personally, that's like the challenge is sometimes.
Finding the balance.
Exactly, finding the balance between freedom and responsibility in regards to dating.
So for you, because you're single, is it because right now, because sometimes you haven't found that person,
Yeah.
do you feel like you can get a relationship
Yeah.
with, or that's the reason?
That's for me. I
Okay.
think that's it, and I'm starting to like fall in love with my own company again, and so I like it. That's the space I'm
So kids of nowadays have it so figured out.
No, we're trying.
But I also feel like you can also learn to love yourself when you're with someone else.
Yeah.
Like you can, that someone else can help you and support you, and also you do the same thing to them. And okay, me honestly, I've been in a relationship last year and this year, and there were different relationships. And well, in that point before I got into this relationship, it was a very hard thing. In our generation, people normally say when you break up with your boyfriend or your girlfriend, you go into this whole phase whereby you end up having situationships and
Is that supposed to help with the breakup?
yeah.
But
like,
let me ask,
like you look for a rebound.
Can men also go through a whole phase?
Yeah.
They don't like the
Yeah.
Who is they? Hey, single out.
Oh
Say
God,
they.
yeah. So that's what it's like the norm. You go through this.
Oh, it's not okay. It's
It's
for
not the norm.
not
Depends
the
on the
norm.
person.
Depends on the person.
People
Okay,
react.
most-
Some people have hearts, like
Yeah.
some people don't feel guilty. Some people are like, this guy.
and okay, maybe don't feel like a whole phase is necessary. You can just learn to love yourself after a breakup. Then you can talk to someone, get to know them, and end up being in a relationship. And yeah,
So you think it can
Kwanza,
work?
me I can attest to that, man. Me, my heart was broken. Yani last
Hey,
year.
hey.
Yani I thought I was doing everything right, and then this girl just decided to watch me. You know.
How long have you dated?
She just it was a situationship, but now I had my emotions invested in her. So when she took off, I was just broken. I didn't want to see her.
Take
off.
So guys, I'm letting go the legal.
I didn't go through a whole phase. I guess I took time time to love myself again, and maybe the next one I'll go through, I hope is.
Okay, fine.
Ah, yeah.
So do you think that did she know how much she had to?
At first, I was silent because it was like girls or men. Yeah, I was mad, and then like we had to sit down because everywhere I'd go, she was there, and talk to her, and then like after I just understood from her perspective what it was more clear than before.
Okay. Okay. And Wagner?
Honestly.
Don't tell us about your current because you know it's good before.
And you take us to
No,
the
no,
events
this is not
that
good.
you.
The best.
You
Well,
know,
yeah,
and,
honestly.
you know,
Say yes, I do. Listen, honestly, I believe that love does not have an age. Love is dynamic. So if it comes, it has come. You can't wait until they're not written a prescription. At 25 is when love comes into your life. Even when you're 16, you can fall in love. It depends on the situation. What situationship? It depends.
But just to expound on that, we also need to understand there's a difference between love and infatuation.
Okay, the difference between love and lust.
Exactly.
Yeah.
True. Also.
So
love,
what
lust,
is
infatuation.
love in your eyes? Love is. Have you had that one person, Yani? She looks perfect. He or she looks. Yani. You know, there's no perfect, but like to your eyes, and when you see, I just smile. And So it's
but then last, so I'm
is-
beautiful.
so-
You're smiling at me.
So it's, I have a question, yeah? So, is love because when you see her, like you smile?
Oh,
No, it's not smiling. By that, no, you have to look at it in a
There's a connection.
scientific way. By what I mean is,
Scientific?
like everything he or she does, just looks
Like,
seems
just
perfect.
okay.
When you're around that person, you
You
feel
make
like
him happy.
everything's
You're
okay.
content.
You're
Understand?
content.
You can talk to them,
Mhm,
everything. But then the last is, when I see you, I see you.
By the way, guys, let me tell you something. Please note, this is how when we are debating, this is how he experiences himself. So you need to understand the
I
link.
see you.
Yeah.
No,
When I see you, I see you.
Understand?
Shut up.
So
So-
that means you just want to take them to bed.
Then you hit
The
the
nail.
nail on
Okay.
your head. Yeah.
Now,
Let's be honest, guys.
let me now say something. Number one, first and foremost, it's important for you guys to understand that our time is not like the olden days
Yeah.
where there was a collective way of doing everything. The trend is afros, kila mtu ako na afro. The trend is flares, kila mtu ako na flare. The trend is this, everyone does. We're living in, our generation is a time whereby people find or have their own individual ways of doing things. For instance, like vile umekaa hapa, you see Jade is you can look at her hair.
Team
It looks so
Natural.
exactly Team Natural, it's beautiful. But you won't now go everywhere and find everybody
Team
that
Natural.
there are some who feel more comfortable with other ways of doing things. So for us in a relationship, it's the same way. There are different ways that people have their own relationships and they have their own rules and they have their own regulations and guidelines and everything like that. For me personally, I believe that before you get into a relationship, it's very important to have a relationship with yourself and a healthy relationship with yourself for that fact. Which is not an easy thing to do. In fact, I will quote a very old man who's a good friend of mine, but I won't mention his
Arnold's
name.
old man,
Yeah, because he's not giving me consent to mention his name. And he always advises me and his grandson that you really need to invest in something called independent happiness. Because I don't think it's fair, and any of you can challenge me. For example, if John and Jade are dating, John to base his happiness on Jade and Jade to base her happiness on John. It's very unfair, it's a backward way of doing things. But at the same time, we're also very explorative. Like, we want to explore this world of sex. And some people feel like it's better to explore sex with one particular person, and that's why maybe they get into a relationship. Some people believe that sex is something that is like in their hearts, therefore they like to have sex with one particular person, also getting into a relationship. Then there are those people who I'm not judging because it's your life, who want to have sex or can have sex with whatever pleases their eyes. So it's a different aspect. It's so dynamic. Yeah.
Okay. So fine, guys. It's good to hear you. Listen to you guys. You are way ahead than us, men, guys. You're 18, 20. Me, I didn't know there's something called a relationship with yourself. And these things. You guys are so ahead. And okay, in other ways, you're, I think, way ahead, guys. So I'm happy to hear that, but I'd also like to hear your view. Like I want the girls to tell me what is it they find that as young boys they would work on. You know, I don't want to say that. I hear so many young girls, you know, even my own mom, I'm not finding a guy, man. All the guys my age are so immature. You know, there's no point of dating, they're all disappointing.
Why are you finding?
Why? So I want to hear that. Then I also hear boys' perspective on the girls of today, and girls' perspective on the boys of today. So
and they should answer why they're finding. What is this they're finding? So
I know this is a bully.
So
So you tell me. Because we really know this is real.
Yeah, I want to speak for myself. I don't want to
Generalize.
I feel like number one, a lot of it has to do with the spaces we put. Okay, even before I think of the external world, let me come internally because that's how I operate. I think sometimes we get lost in the sauce in the sense that we don't exactly know what we want. So we're hoping that when we find a guy who is appeasing to us, even physically, maybe he'll be the answer because feelings then take over. I think it's hard to find the right person if you don't even know what kind of person you want and you're sort of looking for outward validation. It's for me, it's like a complicated thing because I feel like that's where I personally am as well. Sometimes a lot of this, and we don't like to acknowledge it, stems from even our own situations growing up, be it within the home or outside the home. A lot of times I'll say the typical thing, sometimes as women we're attracted to emotionally unavailable men because we feel like we can change them. We feel like our love is more than enough to make them the men that we want them to be, and it's really unfair on ourselves because we're hurting ourselves. And I think that's where like the whole concept of intuition is so important, because sometimes you'll go for someone and your gut feeling is like, this is not the guy for you. The red flags will come, but you choose to ignore them because you're like, you know what, yeah, it's bad, but if I do A, B, C, D, it'll be better and whatever, and then in the end you just end up getting messed up. I don't know. It's hectic. I don't even know if I touched the question.
No, you
I
both ways.
Yeah.
I'll just give an example. Like as a parent, I see girls who date men nowadays. You know, the boys, or let me call them men because they're above 18, they don't call. You know, they call you on a Friday or just when they want to go out. I don't see you visiting.
Not the area.
Yes, you don't visit each other's home. You know, I don't know their parents, I don't know my parents, we don't know each other's friends, we don't know. So I just wonder, is this really dating or what is this? If I'm dating you, I think like we'd communicate every day.
Yeah, I think that's
see
the
each other
problem.
once a week. Do you as girls even know? Like you said, what are you looking for? What is the expectation of a boyfriend?
Yeah, exactly.
So you have no idea, so you take whatever comes.
Exactly, because if all you know is being texted at 2 a.m. where you are in the club, then you wouldn't know that there's something beyond that. There's something better beyond
But in the
that.
world of internet and everything, you can't Google. You know what I mean? Like
it's laziness, even on our side.
it is,
Yeah.
guys. I feel
Call
it
it what it
is.
is.
Yes, I feel it. And also as parents, do you feel like as parents, as your parents, do we talk about these things?
Some parents do.
So,
Yeah, okay. Like,
It's let me explain.